What is up, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samora back at it again with another episode of Nation News. Now, I know that this past week was the bye week, so it felt real good to relax and not have this team stress us the fuck out. But hey, I got some quick Nation News that you can use. Looks like Devonte Adams will be good to go after sending a cameraman into the Shadow Realm. Nate Hobbs heads to the IR, but looks like the Raiders could be looking for his replacement. And Clelin, Farrell, and Jonathan Abram on the trade block? All of that on this episode of Nation News.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Raider Nation, I did tell you guys that I will give you guys any kind of updates that I find of Devonte Adams, and I know just a couple of days ago, Ian Rappaport tweeted out that Devonte Adams is unlikely to be disciplined by the NFL until the legal process concludes. Sources say he'll remain on the field until then, which is really great news to hear, especially knowing that he's going to be playing this week against the Texans and most likely the next couple of weeks. Adams' court date is set for November 10th, but can always be changed. Let's just hope that they could get something situated real soon with no games missed, especially in the back half of the season, because we know that's a crucial part of the season, especially for this team that's going to be trying to get back into the playoff race. And to lose a guy like Devonte Adams for any amount of games is going to be huge for this team. So I'm going to keep a close eye on the situation, and if anything does pop up, I'll keep you guys updated. Overall, it's just great to hear that nothing's going to be happening to Devonte Adams anytime soon. Now, in some not so good news, Vic Tafur broke the news just yesterday that the Raiders are placing cornerback Nate Hobbs on the IR. Not only that, Vinny B also added that Hobbs will miss at least the next 4 weeks. Cornerback Anthony Averett, who has missed the last 4 games while on IR with a broken thumb, is eligible to return to practice this week. And for those of you guys wondering why the Raiders didn't just put him on the IR last week to take care of one of those weeks, that's just not how it works. Hobbs is still going to miss at least 4 games, which is a huge loss for this defense because Nate Hobbs was definitely the best player in our secondary. In his 5 games this season, he has a total of 36 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. And after coming off of a devastating loss to the Chiefs where he broke his hand and went back into the game, we all hoped that it wasn't going to affect him in the long run, but it looks like it did. I'm just hoping that he's ready to go after those 4 games are up. Rock Ya-Sin, Amik Robertson, and Sam Webb are the only cornerbacks remaining on the 53-man roster, but it didn't take them long to bring in some more depth in the secondary because the Raiders have announced that they have signed cornerback Tavon Campbell to the practice squad. Campbell recently was in training camp with the LA Chargers before being waived after suffering a knee injury. He did play 2 seasons with the Chargers from 2020 to 2021, and in his 30 games, he's tallied 62 total tackles, 7 pass deflections, 1 quarterback hit, 3 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 1 interception, and 2 touchdowns. Now, at first, looking at this guy, I was like, you know what? This guy looks awfully familiar. Then it dawned on me, this was the guy that got smacked by Hunter Renfrow on that special teams play just last year.
To prevent the first down. That's a heads-up play from Hunter Renfrow.
Damn! Honestly, I'm not expecting Campbell to come in and be a viable option to replace Nate Hobbs, but he does provide depth in a position of need. I also have a feeling that the Raiders are going to make a big move and bringing in another name to this secondary. Lucky enough for them, veteran cornerback William Jackson III has requested to be traded before the deadline on November 1st. And it seems like the Raiders have a bit of interest in the former first-round pick. Jackson seems to be unhappy with his current situation, and with the scheme change in Washington, he's looking to play elsewhere for the rest of the 2022 season. The Raiders could use a cornerback like Jackson, especially with Hobbs out for the next 4 weeks. And according to PFF, they believe that a late day 3 pick could get the job done. And at that price, I feel like the Raiders should waste no time in calling Washington and getting a deal done today. But what do you guys think, Raider Nation? Do you guys feel like the Raiders should make a move at William Jackson III? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Last up, let's talk about the Raiders actively shopping former first-round picks Jonathan Abram and Clelin Ferrell per Jeremy Fowler. Now, he has stated that the Raiders want to move Ferrell and Abram in order to start getting a defensive unit going forward that has a more schematic fit than what currently is being worked with. He also brought up the fact that there was an NFC exec that said that the Raiders have been aggressive in replacing players from the former regime with players who better fit their personality. whatever that means. Now, I do get, trading away Clelin Ferrell. He's a guy that has not lived up to the hype, especially being drafted 4th overall. I just don't get why it's taken this long for us to let go of him. He has not shown anything, but I do feel like the former regime with John Gruden, they try to salvage whatever they could get out of Clelin Ferrell. Yes, he's been a solid defensive end here and there, but to be the 4th overall pick in the draft, our expectations for him was really, really high. I just feel like John Gruden and Mike Mayock just didn't want to own up to the mistake that they made. Now, as for Jonathan Abram, I have been back and forth on him a bit, but as of this year, he's finally looking solid, especially in this defensive scheme. But then again, I wouldn't totally be mad if we were to move on from either of these guys, as long as they don't touch Josh Jacobs. That dude should stay on this team and should be signed for a couple more years. Now, the biggest question is, what can we get back for Jonathan Abram or Clelin Ferrell? I feel like at best we could get somewhere around a mid-round to late-round picks, which isn't really good. I mean, Jonathan Abram would probably bring in a little bit more than Clelin Ferrell, but at that rate, I would just trade Clelin Ferrell and just keep Jonathan Abram, just to be honest with you guys. I did see a trade package going around on ESPN of us sending Clelin Ferrell to the Detroit Lions in exchange for cornerback Amani Oruwariye, which I guess is not that bad compared to getting a late-round pick. Then again, it's just sad to see that this previous regime really dropped the bag with 3 first-round picks. But Raider Nation, what would you guys do? Would you guys trade either of these guys, or would you just keep them on the roster? And if you guys do trade them away, what kind of value do you think we could bring in for either Jonathan Abram or Clelin Ferrell? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Alright, Raider Nation, that's all I have for you guys today in this video. If you guys do enjoy this video, then don't forget to hit that like button. Also, if this is the very first time you come across my channel and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Also, this week is game week. We got the Houston Texans coming into town in Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you guys are going to be in town, I want to let you guys know that we are running it back. The Blackout Party is coming back to Illuminarium this Saturday night from 8 to midnight. So you guys definitely want to be there. There is a $20 cover charge for this event. So come on through and party it up with the Raider Nation. Me as well as the rest of the Blackout family will be there. We also do have VIP tables available if you guys are interested in that. And as for game day, we still have the game day party buses going to and from the game. So if you guys are interested in that, I will be putting the link to the whole Blackout experience down in the description below. If you guys are trying to go on the party bus and you guys want at least $5 off your order, then use my promo code OS. With all that being said, Raider Nation, until the next video, this is your boy Simone Raider and your boys. Yeah.
Started off in Oakland, now we here. Thought that we was done, we just hit another gear. Look, started off in Oakland, now we here. Hey, pull up with the nation in the silver black gear. Look, 4 games straight, we in the playoffs. Shout out to the Chargers fans, y'all enjoy the layoff.